Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 851st day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Russia has lost approximately 535,660 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war. The number, which has not been independently verified, includes 1,300 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 12 tanks, 15 armored combat vehicles, 51 artillery systems, 27 drones, 2 cruise missiles, 56 vehicles and 20 pieces of special equipment. The Russians launched 116 combat clashes and carried out 47 airstrikes, including 70 anti-aircraft missiles on the territory of Ukraine. They also used 444 kamikaze drones and carried out 3,227 attacks on the positions of Ukrainian troops and settlements using various types of weapons. In its latest intelligence update, the UK's Ministry of Defence reports. Last June, there was a major uprising by the Wagner Group, a Russian mercenary group, against the country's military leadership over corruption. The group has since been restructured and its deployments reduced in Ukraine but maintains presence in some African countries. The group is known for its brutal tactics and large-scale recruitment of prisoners to fight in Ukraine. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War. The Islamic State, IS's Northern Caucasus branch Wilayat Kavkaz likely conducted a complex and coordinated attack against churches, synagogues, and law enforcement structures in the Republic of Dagestan on June 23. The Russian Ministry of Defense accused Ukrainian forces of conducting a short-range attack and strike against occupied Sevastopol on June 23. Russian mill bloggers widely criticized the Russian MOD and Russia's occupation authorities in Crimea for failing to prevent the strike and sufficiently protect Russian civilians. Ukrainian forces struck a Russian motorized rifle regiment command post in Nekotivka, Belgorod Oblast. Recent drone footage showing a Russian soldier executing a wounded fellow service member exemplifies the brutal culture that is pervasive within the Russian armed forces. South Korea has adopted a firm approach against Russia in the wake of recently intensified Russo-North Korean cooperation, suggesting that Russian efforts to threaten Seoul into withholding aid from Ukraine have failed. The Russian Federal Security Service detained 2 former senior employees of the Wagner Group-affiliated Patriot Media Holding on the eve of the 1-year anniversary of the Wagner mutiny. Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a law on June 22 officially transferring the Cossack Cadet Corps and the Russian Naval Cadet Corps to the jurisdiction of the Russian Ministry of Defense. Russian forces recently seized Shumy and advanced near Donetsk city and Robotyne. In Zelensky's nightly video he spoke about 3 areas. Firstly, restoration and defense efforts. Electricity was restored in Kharkiv after Russian bombings left parts of the city without power, stopping subway and electric transport. Thanks were extended to repair crews and authorities for their quick response. Unfortunately, 12 people were wounded and 1 person was killed. He emphasized the need to destroy Russian combat aircraft and consider attacks on Russian airfields to protect Ukrainian cities and frontline positions. Secondly, military and strategic developments. Recent authorized strikes on Russian territory have partially diminished Russia's terrorist capacity. Ukraine needs more long-range capabilities and proper weapons, with ongoing efforts to secure these from international partners. New Patriots and air defense systems have been promised, with an aim to increase productivity in the coming weeks to push Russia towards a just peace. Lastly, international relations and recognitions. 6 more participants joined the Peace Summit communique, signaling global support for a just peace. Ukraine is preparing for negotiations with the EU, marking a historic step forward. Additionally, the 30th anniversary of the SSU's Center of Special Operations, was celebrated, with state awards conferred to its members. Public Service Day in Ukraine was also acknowledged, honoring those who contribute to the state's resilience and success. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.